Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Leviathan. I wanted to go ahead and make this video so that if you're new to Lost Ark, you have a little bit of an idea of what you can do to get better at the game. So if you're new to Lost Ark, this video is for you. One of the first things that I recommend going and trying to complete when you're actually playing this is going to be your Una's tasks. Now, your Una's tasks are going to be located on the bottom right hand corner in your menu bar. In the adventure, right there, Una's task, or you can do Alt J. So in Alt J, you can go ahead and get your Una's tasks. Now, the reason you want to go ahead and complete these is they're relatively simple, pretty easy to do, like this one right here. It's essentially just simple tasks that you can do around your continent. So one of the main reasons you want to go ahead and complete your Una's tasks is for the mats that you get. You get mats, you get stones, you get XP, you get silver, and you also get these chests that help gain your adventure tome. To essentially be able to level that up a little bit quicker, which is pretty beneficial since the adventure tome is pretty good in giving you items. There's also daily and weekly ones that you can do. There's a bunch of quests that you can do, like chaos dungeons. You can have this on the side while you're actually doing chaos dungeons, guardian raids, cubes, let's see, boss rushes, basically everything that you can do. And one of the best benefits to completing Una's task is going to be the Una's token. Now, with Una's token, you can actually go right over here, and it's usually around the honing station. There's going to be this right here, a gold shop. With this, you can actually turn in these Una's tokens for gold chests. Now, you have 3 chests or 3 gold that you can select from, each ranging in different amounts of Una's tokens required. So first is 80, second is 200, and third is 500. And you can get gold, thick gold bars, thin gold bars to give you increased gold. Same thing, thick gold bar, thin gold bar, and then the best one, in my opinion, just because you have that chance of getting the giant gold bar compared to these other two, is the large gold chest. Now with this, again, you just exchange it. I can only buy one. And just opening this, let's see what I get. I got a little bit over 1,000 gold, which is, to be honest, really easy to do, really easy to get. And again, with these Una's tasks, it's kind of stuff that you already do, especially the weekly ones. Now, for tip number 2, it's not necessarily anything that you can do, but it's going to be in terms of leveling up. Now, if you first start your character, you're going to be at basically level 1, needing to get up to level 50 to kind of get into the actual gameplay of Lost Ark, of being able to do dungeons and stuff like that. So the best thing that I can tell you in terms of leveling up is going to be to just go through the story as fast as you can. Again, it should take you about maybe 6 hours or so, a day or two to complete. And just do the storyline itself. The storyline itself will get you to level 50, which will get you to North Vern, where you can start actually increasing your item level to be able to unlock more content. And doing the story in itself will get you to all the places, will give you item levels, especially when you're getting to tier 2 and tier 3. Your item level will slowly start increasing, and once you get to tier 3, that's where it's kind of bottoms out. And it takes a little bit more work to get higher item level. Skip all the side quests; they're not necessary. One thing I do have an exception for me personally, is going to be elite monsters. I'm going to go ahead and show one right here. They have like a little symbol above their head, which actually benefits to your adventure tome. That's going to bring me on to my third tip, which is going to be your adventure tome. Now, on the bottom right hand corner in your menu bar, you're gonna have your adventure tome, or if you just press N, you can go ahead and just get an N to that. Now here you can essentially unlock certain things in certain continents. Like here you get Phoenix Plumes, stat increase potions, O'Hara's Viewing Stone, which is for roster, roster gain Masterpiece, which is another thing to get items. you have these collectibles up here. Now, these collectibles only drop from elite monsters with that symbol above their head, and then also give you certain items to be able to cook. Don't skip out on your adventure tome, because adventure tome is going to be really beneficial in getting basically free items, and also skill points. Certain continents do give skill points. Now, my next tip is going to be one that should be very important to you, and it's going to be your stronghold. Now, to get to your stronghold, you want to go ahead and press F2, where you're going to go ahead and do the Song of Heart and Home. Now, with the stronghold, I do recommend just going through that as much as you can. It's not too difficult, especially in terms of leveling it up. The kind of the story of itself is pretty simple. You just kind of talk to NPCs around your stronghold, and they kind of upgrade you and give you the knowledge that you need in order to kind of learn a little bit more about it. So not too hard, but the benefit in that is going to be your gear honing. If you actually go over here to gear honing, now you see that I get this little boost right here. Honing cost is reduced. That's because of my stronghold. And if I actually had some tier 2 items, it actually gives you not only honing cost reduction, it also gives you honing increase, essentially, to be able to have a higher success rate, which is really beneficial, especially in the early stages of being in tier 2, getting to tier 3. That little honing cost reduction and also increased chance is going to be able to help you get item level fairly quickly. So it's one thing that I do recommend all new players just go ahead and do when you do unlock it or get the song for it, because it's very simple to do and it's very easy to miss. Now, my next tip is going to be your tripods. Now, when you actually get to tier 3, you will unlock your the tripod system, where you can actually go ahead and level up your tripods. Your tripods are going to be kind of the little sub skills that you have in your skills. So like for my sorceress, I have damage amplification, charge flame, which essentially just gives you a little bonus in your skill. In order to transfer them over, you have your transfer skill tree. Now, one great thing that I love about this is going to be your inventory. So let's say you have this piece of gear. Now, let's see, actually, let's do a better example. So yeah, let's go ahead and do this one right here. So right here, I have weak point detection level 2 and enlightenment level 2. Now, let's say I really want these 2 tripods, but I got some new gear that I'm gonna be transferring over. So one thing that you can do is actually save this tripod system or tripod set into your inventory. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that, delete whatever I had before because it didn't really matter. Now I have this saved. So when I get a new piece of gear, I can actually apply it to that selected gear. Now, the issue with this, though, is you can't really take advantage of it where you can't pick whatever it is. It's going to be all 3 or whatever tripods you have here, whether it be 1, 2, or 3. All of them will be transferred over to that new piece of gear that you'd like. So do keep in mind that it is going to be a little bit of a downside, but again, being able to get at least 1 tripod that you like. So for a quick little explanation of the tripod system, I'm gonna go ahead and go over to see if I have any level 2. So let's see, usually if you have, oh, see, there you go. So like, as you can see, this piece of gear, this legendary broken piece, is going to be increasing my level 2 for this. Now, it doesn't really make sense to transfer this onto this since I don't really need it on my gear. But let's take this one for example. So I have 3 tripods on this handpiece or gloves, but I see here it's a level 3. Now level 3 is way better than level 1 and 2. So one thing that I'm gonna go ahead and pick up is I'm gonna try to pick up is gonna be level 3. Now, as you can see, you have a transfer success rate of 15%, which is pretty low. You can increase that with powder of sage, which you get by doing some dungeon runs, and you also get by doing the weekly boss fights. I believe there's like 3 of them that you can do to get this, and essentially I'm going to go ahead and do that, and increases it by 15%. So I have a 30% chance to get this tripod. Now when you're using this tripod system of skill transfer, you are going to be destroying this piece of material, so do be wary of that. So if you have any other tripods that you like, you can only transfer one over, and that's why you have the inventory system, so that if you do have at least one that you'd like, or 2, like see level 3 and level 2, that's a really good pick. You can transfer them over so that you can keep those 2 and transfer them over to whatever piece you'd like. I'm just going to go ahead and transfer this over. Now we didn't get lucky there, but again, it's all luck in Lost Ark, and this is basically the game. Now the next tip that I recommend that you should try to focus on, or not really focus on, but at least keep in mind, is going to be your gear itself. Now your gear does actually have a quality to it, which is going to be increasing the item level, or no, not the item level, the attack power of the actual gear piece. So the higher the quality, the better damage that you'll be dealing in the end. Try to keep everything above 60 is my recommendation, to be honest, but again, it's kind of luck of the draw, and until you actually get I believe relic gear, that's when you could actually change the honing or change the quality at the quality station. But until then, that's going to be one thing that you should keep in mind. You can have a very good set, like I have a preordained set, and it being bad quality is not going to really benefit you too much, which is going to be better to just re-roll it for another piece. And when you actually grabbing those new gear sets, you can actually hopefully get a high tier one. Your accessories also have quality, which is going to be increasing the stats on them. So if you get basically 77, 80, 90 being the best one, and 100 being the absolute best, which is very rare, you can go ahead and get higher stats like specialization, crit, so on and so forth. So like here I have a 96, which is in purple, compared to a blue, which is kind of like a common. And then I also have a 100, which is going to be the best, and it's going to be for swiftness. And the last step that I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys with, again, for the beginners of Lost Ark, like myself, that you can actually equip certain engravings to get benefit of that. So engravings is going to be one of the hardest things in Lost Ark. That's very confusing, especially with the books and all. So one thing I recommend is trying to keep all your books and trying to gain a little bit more knowledge in that to see what engravings your class requires or kind of needs. But one thing that does help out in early game is going to be able that you can actually equip 2 engravings, which are down here. Now I always recommend getting your class engraving, since that usually benefits you in dealing more damage, and any other engraving that you have. And if you have certain engravings that you want, like let's say I want awakening, or let's say I want double awakening, that will benefit me both, so that I can get that benefit and get a max level engraving. These are my current engravings, not the best, but still working. Let's say I want to go grudge and awakening. Now I got level 1 grudge, level 1 awakening, and you see I'm very close to getting level 2. And that's kind of one great benefit to the engravings that you can equip, because if you don't have the correct gear to, let's say, get maxed out igniter, like I have igniter an epic, and that's going to be maxing my stuff out to level 3 with my accessories. And again, just really beneficial in dealing extra damage, so I do recommend having the correct engravings equipped, and you can never go wrong with grudge. Alright, well that's going to be all the tips for today, guys. If you guys have any more questions, leave them down below in the comment section. Please like and subscribe if you guys want to see more of these tips and tricks. just let me know and I'll go ahead and try to make a new one. I appreciate all the love and support that you guys give me, especially in helping me reach 2K on my sorceress build. That's why I threw it on here. I really appreciate all the support, and hopefully you guys like this and benefit from this. Peace, guys.